mathematicians, welcome back. Today we're going to learn about a really fun game on the number line called Hit the Pad. I know you're so excited. My friend Jumpy the Frog here is a super fan of Tad and Polly. Let's see what we're going to learn today. Well, it's just, first of all, I want to show you this number line. Do you see this Jumpy Frog? Jump, jump. Well, that's what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be jumping along the number line. Something to know is that you don't just need to jump by ones or by tens. You can jump by any number, but it's kind of confusing, especially because sometimes these numbers aren't actually on the number line. So to keep track of it, we do need to write down what our jumps are. So to do that, we always write it on the top. So this is a big jump by 10. So we're going to say plus 10 because we were going this way, right? And this one was a plus 1 jump, right? You can also jump by 5s. If you have 11 and you want to jump 5, go up here. You know it's 1 more than 15. You're going to land right here on 16 plus 5. And when we're playing Hit the Pad, we don't necessarily have all these numbers, so sometimes we have to write it. We would have to write the 2, or write the 11 where we land, or write the 16. You can not only go forwards on the number line, but you can also jump backwards on the number line. So let's say I'm right here at 11 and I want to jump back 5. I go like this. Let's see. Go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 5. I could also go to that side, to the smaller side. And so if you want to say what your jump was, if I was at 11 and I went minus 5, then I want to say where I am right now, which is 6. And I can go again. Minus 1, and then I could end up right here at 5. A lot of jumps can happen under the number line, going the positive way, or plus, or the negative way, or minus. Let's explore how to play the game Hit the Pad. You ready, Jumpy? To play Hit the Pad, you can print out the sheet or use the one that we've provided to you, or you can play online. I'll show you how to play here on paper and with actual materials, and there's also a version of how to play online and an explanation at the end of this video. To get started, you'll need to go ahead and get one die and your spinner all set up. The die is just for starting out. It says to use a 0 to 5 die, but you can use a 1 to 6. That's no problem. And remember, to use a paper spinner, all you need is a paper clip, and you open it up like this, and then you get ready to play. Start by deciding who's going to be Polly and who is going to be Tad. You'll go ahead and start with your lily pad decade. You're going to decide what is your magical lily pad number. So put your pencil right in here and flick your spinner and roll your die. Let's see where Tad will end up. Okay, for player 1, who's going to be Tad, we did this spinner and it is pointing to 20. So we know we're going to start somewhere over here, and we have 22. So we have to go ahead and mark that spot. We know that 25 is right in the middle of 20 and 30. And so 22 is going to be a little bit less than half of that, right around here. So you mark it so you know where you're going, and then you write the number 22 with a little star, and then write it right over here for the magical lily pad goal number. Then do the same thing for Polly. Go ahead and spin the decade spinner and roll the die. Okay, player 2 has spun a 10 for the decade number and rolled a 6. So we know that we've got 10 more than 10, so we've got 6 more than 10. So 5 more than 10 is halfway between 10 and 20. And then we've got 1 more. So we're going to mark it right here and then mark the number 16. 1 group of 10 and 6 ones. And then write that number right here in the magical lily pad. Okay, we are all done with this decade spinner, and we're all done with the die. Scoot them out of the way. We're just going to use the top spinner. So we move this opened up paper clip over and get ready to spin. And we'll say, you can decide however you want. You can do the first one on top. I'm going to say whoever had the smallest number can go first. So that's Polly. Here you go, Polly. So let's go ahead and do the spinner and see how far Polly's going to jump. Okay, Polly, you spun a 10. So from 0 to 10, we're going to show our hop. Every time you have a turn, you have to do 3 steps. Show the hop, show what's happening, plus 10, and then show where you ended up. And here is just a number right here, 10. Perfect. Okay, now let's see what happens for Tad. Let's go ahead and spin the spinner again for Tad. Okay, it looks like Tad spun a 5, so we're going to kind of put a little mark right here. So 0 to 5, we're going to draw a curve like that, and then write the number 5 and write plus 5. Now, as you can see here, I accidentally put my mark a little bit too far to the right. That's why we recommend using a pencil for this, because sometimes when we're making these jumps, we aren't super accurate, so we just do our best to kind of adjust. And again, every time you have a turn, you show the hop with an arc, either plus or minus, depending on which way you decide to go, how many the hops was, 5, and then where you landed. So now's where it's going to start to get a little bit interesting. We're still going to probably go forward for a little while, but you can decide each time if you want to go forwards or backwards, or if you want to not play. You can choose to give up your turn, but you don't get to spin again. Okay, Polly, it's your turn. Let's do the spinner again. Oh, look what Polly spun for a 10. So now she's on 10. We're going to have another big hop over here, plus 10. She's going to land on 20. She overshot it, but don't worry, she can go backwards in the future. So there's Polly's. She did a big jump there, a plus 10. And if you land on a decade number, you can just write the decade number right underneath it. So she is on 20 right now. That's where she is at this time. Okay, let's see what Tad's going to do. Tad, you're way back here at 5 and you got to get to 22. So we know you're going to go forward or a plus. Let's see what you're going to spin. Oh, good luck for you, Tad. You spun a 10. So let's go ahead and make a jump of 10 from 5. So starting here at 5, going way over, that would be 5 plus 5 is 10. And another 5 will land right here in the middle. Okay, at this time we can see that Tad is here on 15 and his magical lily pad, his goal is 22, while Polly is way over here at 20 and her goal is 16. So Tad needs to keep going forward or addition or plus, and Polly needs to go backwards a little bit or minus. Let's see what Polly's going to get. Polly spun a 10. Now, if Polly went forward 10, she would end up on 30, way far away from her goal. If she went back 10, she would end up on 10, 20 minus 10. And so she thinks, no, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stop here. I'm going to give up my turn and let Tad have a turn. And that is Polly's choice. Okay, Tad spun a 5. So 15 plus another 5 equals 20. Oh, you're so close to your magical lily pad. Just 2 more to go. Let's see what happens for Polly now. Ooh, Polly also spun a 5. Okay, Polly, now you get to go back here. You're at 20, and we're going to go back this time. Look at her go. So she's going to go back here and end on 15. Look at how close she is now. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Tad, what are you going to spin now? Looks like, look, she only has to go 1 more to get there. And Tad, it looks like he needs to go 2 more. What are you going to spin, Tad? Oh, look at that. Tad spun a 1. So let's go ahead and show a little hop like that. Plus 1. Oops, I wrote plus 11. Go ahead, and that's why I have my eraser, right? Plus 1. And then you need to show where he is. 21. Oh, you're so close, Tad. Okay, Polly's turn to spin. Oh, Polly spun a 5. Now, Polly, you could go back to 20. I probably wouldn't want to go back to, you could go forward to 20 rather, Polly. I don't think I would go back to 10. But Polly says, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to give up my turn because I'm holding out for a 1. Let's see what Tad gets. Oh my goodness, Tad spun a 10 again. Tad's at 21. If he goes forward 10, he'll end up at 31. If he goes back 10, he'll end up at 11. Do you want to go, Tad? No, thank you. Okay, I guess you're just going to hold there and wait for your one. Let's see what happens for Polly. Polly, you have 1. Here you go, Polly. You're at 15. You're going to do your little hop right here like this. Zoop, plus 1. And there she is at 16. Ah, Polly has won. And that's how to play the game, Hit the Pad. Here's the online version of Hit the Pad. Remember, this first page and the second page are the directions. So if you get stuck, your grown-up can come back here and read the directions. The second page is a really helpful piece of information, which is that while you're trying to get to your magical lily pad, you don't have to use a spin that won't be helpful for you. But if you choose to not use your spin, then you're skipping your turn. All right, so then there's other pro tips in here too if you want to read it over. So let's check out page 3, which is where you play. And to remember, to get going, someone is going to be Tad and someone's going to be Polly. If you don't have another human there to play with you, you can play with a Steffi and you can play both parts. The first spot is that initial hop. So let's decide where we are, or that actually deciding where the lily pad is. So let's use these 2 things over here to figure out where the magical lily pad is for Tad. Okay, let's do the 10 spinner. 10 plus, let's use roll our die, our 0 to 5 die. There it is, and 4. So here we go. So we've got 10 and 4, that's 14. So let's go ahead and mark our spots. So we're going to open up our pen tool. I'm going to go kind of fast because I've already shown this once. And here we are trying to find just generally about 14. I know that's going to be 1 less than 15. So just right about here. So I mark a little line. I write 14. And I put a little star. This is my magical goal here. This is my magical lily pad spot. And there it is again, 14. Okay. Now it's Polly's turn. So let's close out my pen. Use my 10 spinner. I've got 30 and toss my die. I've got 2, so 32. Okay, I'm gonna open up my pen tool. Let's see what color Polly likes. You're feeling like blue. All right, sounds good, Polly. All right, so again, I've got 32 as my magical spot. So I'm right over here at 30. There's the 5. I know it's right about in the middle of that, a little bit less. 32. There's my little star for star equals magic here. And then I'm going to write that number here in this lily pad, 32. That's my goal. Okay, let's get playing, all right? So now it's Tad's turn. You ready, Tad? Let's do our hop. So hop spinner. Oh, it's right on the line. Let's spin again, Tad. There we are. You get a hop of 5. Okay, so we're going to start at 0, and we're always going to add when we begin. There are negative numbers. You could go backwards if you want to do a backwards hop, but we're not exploring that in first grade right now. So let's go ahead and show with our pen tool. I'm going to show Tad's color, although you don't have to switch colors. Let's show our hop of 5. So we're going to do one big hop. We have to draw it. We need to say what it is, plus 5. And then show where we landed. I'll put a little line there, and there we are, 5. Okay, Polly, your turn. Let's do our hop spinner. All right, 1. Well, that was easy. Let's go ahead and show it with our pen tool. Here we go. Little hop there. Sometimes it doesn't work, you just try it again. And we write in here. It's kind of small, so if there's not room inside, you can write it on the top. Plus 1. And we land on 1. Let's go a couple more rounds here. Tad's turn. All right, plus 10. Go plus 10 or minus 10. We're not going to go into the negative zone, so we're going to be plus for a little while here. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and show that plus 10. Here we go. Starting at 5, going all the way up here. Oh, there it is. to plus 10. I'm realizing it might have been nicer if I used 2 colors here, but I guess we'll have to, you can explore that as you're doing this on your own. Plus 10. Okay, now here's where it gets tricky. 5 plus 10 to squeeze that number in. 15 right here. Okay, well, I'm 1 above, but it's not like I busted. It's not 50 or bust. If I get 1, if I get a spin of 1, I can just go backwards and I'm golden. I might use a different color just so I can really see it next time. Okay, Polly, it's your turn. Okay, plus 5. Here we go. Let's get our pen tool out. Okay, plus 5. So I've got 1. Let's do a hop of 5. A little bit more than 5 because I'm adding a 1. Plus, so you have to always show your hop. Draw that line hop, that curve. Showing what your hop was, plus 5, and where I landed. This is really important. 6. Okay. Tad, it's your turn. I'm just going to go one more round here on my demonstration, although you're going to go farther than that. Oh my gosh, so close. Look at that, Tad. If you had gotten the 1, you would have gotten your magical lily pad and won the game. But alas, we shall be honest. And because it's getting a little crowded with all this green here, Tad's going to do Miss Cottle's favorite color. So here we go. Let's go minus 5. Let's go back this way. Here we go. Back the other way. We're going to write it in here, minus 5. It gets pretty full sometimes. And that's right. I ended at, we can just trace it or write it under it, 10. Ooh, okay. You've got 4 more to go, Tad. How are you going to do that? Okay, now it's Polly's turn. Ready, Polly? Polly has to get all the way to 32, so she's definitely going to keep going with addition here, right? All right, Polly, let's show it. All right, you're at 6. You're going to go a plus 10. So I know that it's going to be 5 would be right about at 11. Oops, I got a little wonky there. There we go. Plus 10. And 6 plus 10 is 16. So make sure that you not only have the correct number here, but that it makes sense as to where you put it on the number line, which is why a pencil is awfully helpful. Now, I would keep going until either Polly got exactly at 32, her magical lily pad, or Tad got exactly at 15, his magical lily pad. But because I'm demonstrating right now, I'm not going to show you that entire game. You play on your own. And if you printed out 2 copies at home or you want to play again here, you just go for it. Play twice. Great job, mathematicians. Now I want you to go play that game, either on paper or online. Go find a partner and play Hit the Pad. See you all later.